Hi everyone, it's Lily Torrance coming to you live today from Massachusetts. My journey across the country continues. Today I want to talk about the key to meeting your goals and how understanding your tendencies to meeting expectations can help you create lasting habits in your life. So thank you guys so much for joining me. If you're on, shoot me a comment. Whether you're watching live or on the replay, I always love to know who's watching. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Hi, Felix. Thanks for jumping on. So today I want to talk about something called the Four Rubin Tendencies. So Gretchen Rubin is the author of The Happiness Project. Her most recent book, Better Than Before, talks about how we can change our habits. And the key to changing our habits, that she proposes, is how we respond to inner and outer expectations. So how your tendencies of responding to inner and outer expectations help you determine how you can reach your goals. So there's 4 personality types in terms of how people respond to expectations. So the first personality type are people called upholders. So upholders respond readily to inner and outer expectations. So any expectation you set for an upholder, they are going to respond to. So these are people who have very little trouble forming new habits, whether it's a New Year's resolution that they set for themselves or it's a deadline that's set for them at work. These people have very little trouble upholding their expectations from inner and outer sources. So they are highly motivated by fulfillment. And these are the people who do not really struggle to create new habits. Now, when they're without structure, they might struggle. So there are pros and cons to every kind of personality type. But the key is to figure out what your personality type is and then to use the pros and cons to your advantage. So there's 4 different types. So upholders is one. These are the people who respond positively both to inner and outer expectations. Then you have people who are called questioners. Questioners are people who are driven by logic. So if you're a questioner, you're often going to be driven by whether or not an expectation makes sense to you. So my husband is a questioner. So for example, he'll stop at a red light if there are cars going by. But if he's been waiting, it's 2 a.m. and he's been waiting for 5 minutes at a red light and no one has come by, he'll turn left because logic says that there's no reason for him to be waiting at the red light. So questioners only follow expectations if they deem them sensible. So basically they make turn outer expectations into inner expectations only if they're logical. And then you also have rebels. Rebels love to live in the present moment. They'll wake up and they'll say, what do I feel like doing today? Whereas upholders will say, what's on my to-do list today? And questioners will say, what's important to do today? But a rebel will say, what do I feel like doing? So rebels resist all expectations. And these people have a hard time forming habits. So the key to forming habits, if you're a rebel, is to be able to enjoy the moment of what you're doing. So if you're a rebel, and your doctor tells you you need to start exercising 3 times a week to lower your blood pressure, what you want to focus on is not the fact that your doctor expects you to exercise 3 times a week, because you're going to run in the other direction, or I guess you wouldn't run in the other direction because that would be exercise. But what you want to focus on is the enjoyment you could get out of the exercise, because in the present moment, if you're enjoying it, that is what a rebel would respond to. And then one of the biggest categories of people, the final category, is obligers. So obligers respond to only outer expectations. So these people really struggle to meet inner expectations. So for me, for example, I'm an obliger. So in school, I got great grades because it was an outer expectation. I wanted to please my teachers, to please my parents. I wanted to get A's. Inner expectations, on the other hand, when I set a New Year's resolution for myself, I have trouble keeping it because It's not something that someone else will be proud of me for, or someone else will expect of me. If I have a deadline, even if it's just something someone else set for me arbitrarily, I will uphold that deadline. So obligers are the people who can really benefit from having a gym buddy, or a trainer, or a coach. I'm running a challenge group right now, which is a goal setting group. So I know personally that all of the people who signed up for my challenge group are obligers, because they're the people who know that if they have a challenge group where every week they're setting goals and I'm expecting them to meet them, that they will actually accomplish those goals. They are motivated by accountability and don't want to let other people down. So those are the 4 Rubin tendencies. The upholders, who have it mostly easy time meeting inner and outer expectations. Your questioners, who turn everything into an inner expectation because they only respond to expectations that they find to be logical. Rebels, who have trouble responding to inner and outer expectations. They're the free spirits who love to live in the moment. And your obligers, who can really benefit from having accountability partners. And then that's from the book Better Than Before. So if those are valuable for you, I would highly recommend checking out that book. That's what I wanted to talk about today. I also have a free PDF guide about creating lasting change. It's 8 steps to creating lasting change in your life. So I'll put the link in the comments so you guys can download that guide if that's something you think will be beneficial for you. So Matthew, thank you. You're much obliged for the video. Check out that free PDF guide in the comments, and I hope it's helpful for you to understand how you respond to expectations and how that will help you form lasting habits. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon.